foundation. So yes, it's pretty significant to have an extremely fast and efficient blockchain, and that's to be credited to our developers on its own. However, where Tectum is really changing the game is by use of our soft node. So what the soft node is, let me just pull up the correct page. It used to be on the home page, but we're moving things around. So the soft node behaves like a container for transferring digital assets. Now, what that means is that we can load another cryptocurrency or even fiat, but we can take the Bitcoin. The ownership of that is transferred over to Tectum, and we place that value onto the soft notes. Now, soft notes come in a range of denominations, similar to our fiat system. So, you've got your 20 cents, 50 cents, $1, $2, 5, 10, 20, 50, up to about a $200 note at present in what is our initial kind of 100 pack of soft notes, which is the standard packet that you will receive if you mint them. And then we can also go to larger denominations on a single soft note. Say, for example, you wanted to transfer someone 1 Bitcoin, you could then load that onto a single soft note. If you wanted to purchase a car, for example, you made an agreement with someone, said, sure, I'm going to pay you $10,000 for the car, but I'll pay it to you in Bitcoin. And they were happy to do that. Then you could load your Bitcoin onto this, and then you could just send it to them in a text message. So this QR code here, this behaves somewhat like an NFT, and you can send this via messaging apps such as WhatsApp, Facebook Messenger, text, or whatever the case might be. Now, when you do send that across to the recipient, you'll also send them a 6-digit passcode. When they receive your message, they can scan the QR code, or they can just click the link and it will open up. Let me just minimize this. So I just want to move tabs, but this is in the way. That has not helped. There we go. So when someone scans a soft note, it will end up bringing them to a page like this. So we can see with this soft note here that it's not yet filled with liquidity. So there's 2 stages with soft notes. First of all, when you mint them, now it takes 1 TET to mint 100 pack of soft notes, or if they're a larger denomination, which is a blue stripe, then it'll be a single TET for that soft note, just depending on the value of it. Now that's step 1, is minting the soft notes. Step 2 is filling them with liquidity or emitting them. So at the moment, this soft note here has been minted, but it doesn't yet have the actual currency loaded onto it. So it's essentially just a blank soft note. Now, the person who mints the soft note, they hold the minting license. The person who fills it with liquidity will hold the liquidity provider's license. Now, each of those licenses will be rewarded down the track when these soft notes are in circulation. So, soft notes, as a general rule, they are free to send from peer to peer, and they are free to use over the counter when you're at a participating retailer. So for any users, it costs nothing to send their cryptocurrency around. That's a big difference compared to, if you wanted to send somebody Bitcoin right now, if you want to pay for a coffee and the coffee is going to cost you $5, but sending the Bitcoin is going to cost another $3 or $4, then it makes it a very expensive coffee. However, if you're buying a coffee with a soft note, you will just transfer the actual currency for the value of the coffee, your $5, and there'll be no fees attached. So completely free to transfer your crypto, which is the way that a decentralized system should be. It's also instantaneous, because if you're sending this message via WhatsApp, or you're physically printing it out and handing this to someone, or you're sending them a link, or whatever the case might be, the minute that they open that link, and as long as it takes for their browser to load, they have that value in their possession. So I'll show you an example. This one needs to be filled with liquidity. We can see over here. This is a soft note that has already been filled with liquidity. So we can see now that the stripe is actually green. It wasn't that previous kind of citric yellow color. And we've also got a new button here. We've got two new buttons here. This is proof of funds, and this is our accept button. So say, for example, Sandra just sent this soft note to me. I would open it up. It would look like this. Sandra would have also sent me a 6-digit PIN code. I'll hit accept, and it's going to ask me for that 6-digit code. So I've put in those numbers, I accept the payment, and the passcode generator is going to give me a new passcode. That now gives me ownership of the soft note and ownership of the value of the currency that's sitting on it. So in a completely decentralized system where you don't actually need to even have a Tectum wallet to receive a soft note, the proof or the kind of what's the word? It's lost me, but the proof of that value is that 6-digit PIN. Now we hash that PIN on the Tectum blockchain, which means that that's how we're keeping track of where that digital currency actually is, where the value of the native blockchain is being moved. Not that we know who it is, but that's just our recollection to know where that value is up to. Now, if anybody who receives a soft note says, well, how do I know that, this soft note is actually worth the Bitcoin that you say it is? Well, we can check the proof of funds. Now, if we click on proof of funds, this is going to open up the Explorer that shows us the wallet that Bitcoin is associated with. Now, if we go back to this soft note, you can see here that the wallet address is actually on the soft note. So the value of the Bitcoin is tied back to the wallet where that Bitcoin is sitting. Over here, we've got the serial number. This tells us the currency, whether it's Bitcoin or USDT. This green stripe tells us whether it's from a 100 pack or it's an individual note, like a blue stripe would be a high value soft note. And then it also tells us that by being collateralized, it has the value on it. Now we click on proof of funds. That opens up our blockchain Explorer, and this shows us here that yes, there is $95 worth of Bitcoin sitting in that wallet. So we know then that this is 0004, so that's what about $4, is it? Not sorry, about $8, I think. $8 worth of Bitcoin is backed by that wallet, which has $95 sitting in it. So the value of that is tied to this cannot be spent out of that wallet. They won't be able to move that as all of the rights are moved over onto the soft note. So that, in a nutshell, is what Tectum is doing. We've got an extremely fast and efficient blockchain. And then we've got the soft notes, which operate on top of that. Now, you can transfer different currencies just on your Tectum wallet. If you're, in that scenario, you'd be KYC'd. However, the soft note itself is completely autonomous. So there's no traceability or anything like that. It is literally instantaneous and it's free. The only fees that are involved is for merchants who accept these into their business. So when someone is on the receiving end and going to make a profit off of that, just like a merchant is charged for having a MasterCard or Visa or American Express, they will pay a fee, a merchant fee for that service, which would usually be 2%, 3%, sometimes 4%. With Softnote, it will be 1%. Now, of that 1%, you remember I was talking about the licenses earlier. So you'll have a minter's license and a liquidity provider's license. Their reward for being early adopters of the system and for helping to build things from the ground up, they will receive 20% of all the merchant fees for the whole circulation of that Softnote's life. So if you've both mint the Softnote and provide the liquidity, you will receive 40% of all the merchant fees for that entire life cycle of the Softnote. So just another way that Tectum is looking to always reward the community and look after our people. So I'll just see, I've got a couple of questions here. Oops, that was bigger than I wanted it. Thanks for showing this truly amazing. Right, great question. So I was wondering, Tectum needs both customers and merchants to succeed. Do you have a specific way to target merchants in your marketing? I think like minting and filling soft notes with liquidity will really take off if you know where you can use them. Yes, that's very true. So at the moment, we do have a few merchants on board. We've got 4 merchants on board. However, it is very early days for merchants because we haven't completely developed our app. Right. So that's our next step. That's what the developers are working on at the moment, is both the mobile app, and what will follow on the back end of that is the merchant app to be able to receive soft notes. So at the moment, they are only able to receive them via the soft note bot, which is all well and good, but it doesn't give this streamlined, fast and efficient system that we want to provide. So at the moment, yes, it would mean that they can spend or receive crypto into their business, which means, they will be accessing a market that they may have otherwise not tapped into, and it means that people can pay for their items or goods or services with their cryptocurrency. However, having the complete app set up so that it's an EPOS system and it's just as simple as a pay, wave, and touch, that's going to make it a lot easier to get our merchants on board. Now, when that happens, we'll actually be using a massive targeted system where we collaborate with existing ISOs who already have their merchants. So these are people who provide services such as, credit card systems and that kind of thing, and they already have a massive network underneath them of different merchants, so they will help us on board. At the moment, we do have a promotional period for early adopters, so any merchants who come on board in the first 100, we do have a special offer for those guys where they won't pay the 1% fee for the first 12 months. So if you do have a business or know a business where someone could use soft notes, then by all means have them reach out or share their details if they're open to that, and we can reach out to them. So they will be able to receive soft notes for the first 12 months without even paying that 1% merchant fee. So that is the marketing campaign that we have for the early adopters. And then once we have the apps fully developed, then I think it's going to be a lot higher volume of merchants coming on board. Another thing that I always just like to show quickly is the adoption of cryptocurrency per capita. So many people don't know. I know that we've got people from all around the world right now. India is one of the leading, as of August 22, one of the leading acceptors of crypto in general. We've then got Nigeria. We have some people in our team from Nigeria as well. And Australia sitting in the top 4, which for me, honestly, when I first saw this was a little bit surprising, but also relieving that this is growing at such a massive rate. I know that there's some countries now that are up at around 40%, and we've got like, Ecuador and things like that. So I will need to update this, but it's just good to see that, in 2019, when we did a comparison, these numbers were down around the 5, 6, 7, 3% and that kind of thing. So the fact that in the last 2 to 3 years, the adoption of crypto is becoming a lot more common is a good thing for everybody, because it means that, spreading word about this isn't going to be as difficult as what it used to be. If you bring it up when you're, at a social gathering or something like that, it's not going to get, the same kind of cockeyed response that it sometimes did in the past. So it's great to always be sharing projects that you're into, and especially with something like Tectum, where we want this to become a global mass adoptive payment system. It's not just a cryptocurrency; it's a fintech product. It's a financial technology that will enable cryptocurrency to go from being slow and costly to spend your own money to being free and instant. So that's a really big thing. And it just kind of gives you the confidence to know that you can talk to people, and there is a growing number of acceptance around it. Oh wow, we've had a heap of people join the call. Welcome everybody who's joined. Thanks for coming on. So some other updates and bits and pieces this week, guys, is we have our airdrop. So many of you would have participated in our airdrop, which ends tomorrow. A little over 24 hours. It might be what, 20, it's about 28 hours to go. So if you haven't already maxed out your referrals, I know that Anwar has referred over 100 friends. So you can refer up to 100 friends to keep gaining entries into the draw. And make sure that you've ticked off all the boxes there for all of the social platforms and everything, all the little tasks that you can do to earn more entries. As tomorrow night, as I say, in about 24 hours or so, that will be finished, and all of the prize draws will be done. So it's an electronic draw, 1,500 winners. First prize taking out 1,000 TET, so $3,000 worth of tokens, which is a pretty cool reward, and then it streams down from there. So we will have 1,500 airdrops that our developers need to do over the next week or so. So please do be patient, guys, as that's a lot of of giveaways. So keep an eye on that. If you haven't done all the tasks, jump onto them and keep sharing to your friends, so that you can get the maximum entries into that. Most people would be aware, but if you're not aware, we have integrated successfully with MetaMask now, which is an awesome thing, I think. I know that there's a lot of people who use MetaMask. I did prior to ever being involved with Tectum. It's huge in the NFT space, and for people who use Ethereum, which that's the second biggest cryptocurrency, or the second most popular cryptocurrency. So it's not to be sneezed at. So MetaMask is now integrated on our website, where you can just purchase TET directly through Wallet Connect. The other thing about that, though, is that we're celebrating it as well. So for this week only, until next Wednesday, you are able to purchase TET for the heavily discounted price of just $2 per token. Now, the notifications for that are sent to your web wallet. And the reason for that is you need to be logged in before you click on the link to take you to the ability. It takes you back to your wallet to be able to purchase at the $2 token price. But if we were to email that link out, for example, and you clicked on it from an email, it would then ask you to log in, and it would then reset back to your regular wallet. So to find your special discount code, log into your Tectum wallet, and there's a little notifications box up in the top right-hand corner with a little yellow bell on it. You can click in there, and you should see by now everyone should have a discount code or a special price code that will give you your $2 tokens. In terms of marketing, guys, we were invited to Coin Cafe's AMA yesterday. They're a community of a little over 6,000, and they've predominantly got a lot of ICO, so initial coin offering, which is technically what we are in, a pre-sale of an initial coin offering. They have a group of investors over there, and they invited us over, which was good. There was some good technical questions asked, which is always good, and it kind of just sheds knowledge around for people. So if you did miss that, feel free. I think the recordings have been posted in our Telegram, and you can also follow those guys over at Coin Cafe. It's just always good to be spreading the word around. I will just check. We had some questions over here, and then we'll open up the table, guys, for anyone who's got, wow, there's a lot going on in the chat, for anyone who's got some other questions. So thanks for showing this. Amazing indeed. True that is. So when will Tectum have its own blockchain? So Tectum has its own blockchain. So that was the first thing we developed. I'm not sure if you caught the beginning of this call, but Tectum is a blockchain. We have our own blockchain, and in fact, the fastest blockchain in the world. How we are using it, though, is as an overlay network on top of other native chains. So we've got a Bitcoin node, for example. We've got an ERC20 node. So we can access the currencies on another blockchain. and we can transfer the ownership over to the Tectum blockchain, and then we can move it around much faster and much cheaper than even the native chain can itself. So we're just using a different consensus method combined with hash drive technology, and it allows us to be a much more efficient solution to what any other blockchain currently is out there. So Tectum definitely has its own blockchain. That is our foundation. Is Tectum going to partner with Twitter? What do you mean partner, Yuan? We're on Twitter. Do you want to elaborate on that, Yuan? Let's see if you said anything down here. So I'll just keep going. But yeah, in terms of a partnership, we're not partnering with them, but yes, we have a platform on Twitter. So at Tectum Social, you can find us on Twitter. Please do, if you haven't already, follow us on there, and feel free to communicate. We always love community engagement. Hello from Argentina. Hello to you too. Hello and good morning. Hi, will there be an opportunity to create nodes in Tectum? Yes, there will be. So you can purchase a node. So essentially, you need to put a proposal forward to us. We will assess exactly what it is your intentions and everything are. But yes, you can definitely purchase a node. Russell, do you want to elaborate on that if you're there? He might not be there. Yeah, the whole back end side in terms of purchasing the nodes, I am not overly familiar with it. I do know that it will only be with people who we align with. At the moment, our system only requires 12 nodes. Again, it comes back down to the way that we do things, and it's very efficient. We will, however, be expanding in the future, and there's the potential for it to become completely open source. So yes, the short answer is that yes, you will be able to get a Tectum node. I'm just joined the meeting, Sandra. How can I get more details? If you want to let me know what details you're after, Umar, then shout out, buddy. Amazing airdrop. How can I help you? So many newbies joined today. It's great. Yeah, there's a lot of new faces on here, which is good to see. Again, welcome to everyone. Sandra, the quiz queen, indeed. Any rewards? Yes, there will be rewards. As always, at the end of the call, we do our TET giveaway with a little quiz. For the quiz, any quiz? Hi, Kenneth. Listen, great project. Nice. This is perfect. This is a good project. When is Tectum going to be fully functional? So, I mean, we are fully functional other than the last little pieces, which is the mobile app and the EPOS merchant app. So right now, that's what the developers are focused on. So they are building the mobile app on what's called a PWA. So that's where they build the app through a browser. Then we will test everything out, iron out any glitches and things like that before we actually transfer it across to Android and iOS. Because otherwise, if that's the way apps are built. If you were to build it directly, then any ironing out or any little glitches and things that you want to change becomes a full update that then needs to be, everyone who's downloaded it has to then re-download again and get the update and everything like that. So yeah, that is currently what we're working on. The plan is to have the PWA side of the mobile app completed for the end of the year, and then going into quarter 1 of next year will be the rest of that mobile app and the EPOS. So it's definitely on the way, and very close to being fully up and running as a complete merchant ecosystem. Great question, Yuan. Tom's posted the Twitter link in there, guys. So yes, someone asked earlier about if we're on Twitter. Yeah, jump on there and make sure that you're following. Thanks for sharing that, Tom. Joe Edison, before 1 week, your website showing the total liquidity in softnet's 45K users, now showing around 40K USD. Yes, so Javed, that's because the value of Bitcoin has dropped. So it's not that any liquidity has been taken out of soft notes. the value was shown in US dollars, but because it's Bitcoin that's sitting on those notes, that value has come down as the markets come down. So that's why you're seeing the drop on the metrics. Good that you're paying attention to that. And for those who don't know, we have shared, Alex has been completely transparent and shared our full metrics, whereby you can see, you know, we've had over 735,000 soft notes minted. As Javed has said there, it's over 40 now, but it was over 45,000 worth of Bitcoin and USDT loaded onto our soft notes. So our soft notes are in operation. People have taken all the way through from minting into providing liquidity, and they've got their Bitcoin or their currency sitting on their soft notes. So they can be sending them around to friends and family and everything else. They can even be using them with our merchants. So they could be buying coins, they could be buying solar panels out of Queensland, they could be buying gems from the jeweler. They could be buying Bob's Noodle restaurant, and there was another restaurant as well that's come on board as well. That's a French one. So, yeah, the metrics are available for you to see. You can see, you know, how many tokens have been purchased, how much money's in the system, what the returns are. It's all on our metrics page. I'll try and get that link for you shortly as well. Can you repeat that, Brendan, about the Tectum node? Yeah, right. I will. When one of the guys who are a little more tech savvy jump on, Russell, if you're there, and I know that Trevor's the timing has changed in the UK, so Trevor is currently dropping his kids off at school, but he would be the best guy to answer about the node. But in short, yes, you will be able to purchase a Tectum node. The question I asked about nodes is to enable us to earn more Tectum. You mean to earn more TET, I imagine. Meanwhile, if there will be staking in the mainnet app, then this is good. Which exchange is trading going to start and when? Right. Again, I'm going to leave that node question for someone who has a more technical understanding of it to answer your question about exchange. So our first listing will be with Bitmart. So we've already signed a contract with them. Now, the plan was for it to be in Q4. However, given what the market's doing, there is no point us releasing a project like this right now. Like, honestly, I know that everybody's keen and they want to see us out on the exchange, but you've got to understand that if we were to go out onto the exchange in a market like this, we're going to completely devalue our token and potentially ruin the project. Now, we've been in build since 2017. We want to launch this on the exchange at the best time for it to go in the right direction. If you release when the market's down, there's been numerous other tokens, other projects you can look at whereby they've released at the wrong time, and they've literally collapsed, or they've just plummeted. You know, we don't want to build our token value up. You know, we've got people buying it. It's going to go up at the next soft cap. There's rumor of it being $5 very shortly. We don't want to go out onto the market and then it just plummets down to $1. Like, who's going to want that? No TET owner is going to want that. So we've got Uptrend, who are our full-time marketing agency, working with us. We've got a private marketing advisor as well. We're working with various different analytics to make sure that what we do with these next few steps, which are so crucial to how this project will play out, they are monitoring everything to make sure that we get this right. So, as I say, we were due to list in Q4, but given what's going on right now, I don't think we will be. But obviously, as soon as we can, as soon as we start to get a bit of an upturn in the market and things are going in the right direction, based off analytical data, we will then push forward onto the exchange. So yeah, Bitmart is the first, and I believe Qcoin is lined up for the second, and we'll just expand from there as we go. You said something about open source. Is Tectum going to be open source? So Tectum is already currently partially open sourced. It's not 100% open source, but for example, our soft note bot is completely open source. There's different parts of the blockchain that are, and in the future, that will open up more and more. So yeah. question. Given the market volatility and uncertainty, does this mean that we have any thoughts on pushing back, delaying any future milestones? Well, yeah, that's what I just covered in regards to the listing. Yeah, there's no point listing in this market, guys. Right now, your money is safer just in Tectum than being out on the open market, because it will just devalue the coin. Exactly. Tectum deserves more than that. That's right. Yeah, you don't work on a project for 5 or 6 years for it to just to get impatient right on the finishing line. Any audit? Yes, great question. Thanks for asking that. We're currently undergoing an audit, so it's ongoing. It's a couple of weeks in. Yeah, so there's 2 or maybe even 3 different sides to the audit. So we have now had our C-level executives, our entire C-suite have been KYC'd. So that just gives people a little bit more faith in the people behind the project. I know that in early days there were people saying, is the team real and that kind of thing. We're definitely real. We're definitely here. I'm here every week. Russell's here. Trevor's here. Mike Francis is answering everybody's questions and everything like that in terms of support. Speaking of Trevor, welcome, mate. And yeah, so the C-level suite have already been audited. They've already been KYC'd. Now the audit is happening across the blockchain itself and the company as a whole. So yes, that's a great question. G'day, Trevor. How are you?
Yeah, pretty good. Can you hear me okay?
We got you, buddy. We got you, buddy. I did have one question, if you can elaborate for me. So the guys were asking about the potential to purchase a Tectum node. I've just said that yes, there is that scenario available. But if you want to elaborate on that a little bit.
Yeah. So we have nodes for sale. Nodes are the system there for governance. So we call it the jury of X. There can be X amount of nodes in it, as long as there is at least a dozen. And what we're finding is that we're anybody that wants to do a partnership with us there, let's say a Walmart in the world. If a Walmart decided to use our soft node payment system, then it's a good idea for them to have a node in our system, because they would have skin in the game, so to speak. They would be running transactions through us, but they would also have a node in order to make sure that the governance that they're using is going to align with our values. So there is nodes are for sale, or are for you can purchase a node, all right. For that, it's more of a partnership deal. But anybody that's wanting to reach out and talk about that, like they can reach out to me, Russell, or Brendan and Michael, any of the people there, and we can discuss more about it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
No, thanks for covering that. Good to hear, Jethro. I'm glad that that you feel confident in the project. It's absolutely one worth getting behind.
Oh, wow, we've got a good amount of people today.
Yeah, it's good. We've got some new faces, which is awesome. We welcome them. How's the YouTube going over there, Andrew?
Yeah, I'll jump on YouTube here.
But yeah, we've had a heap of activity going on in the chat, which is awesome. But open table, guys. Does anyone have? Oh, Javed's got his hand up. Shoot, buddy, if you want to ask a question.
Yeah. Hello. Hi, Brendan.
How you going?
Hey, Javed.
Yeah. You all are listening?
Yep.
Hello. Yeah. My question is from Trevor. My question is when Tectum will launch their new tokenomics.
Their new tokenomics.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did see that floating around in the chat a couple of weeks ago, that there was new tokenomics coming out.
There is.
I'm not sure with that.
I'm not sure about that there. I know Alex was meant to jump on that, but the new tokenomics, it wouldn't be much different from the current tokenomics. It'd be the same levels there. in tiers. I think we've 200,000 left of tokens in our current tranche, and then it'll be the same procedure there. We'll spend a week marketing for the next level of tokens for sale. But I think it's going from $3 to $3.50 on the next one.
Yeah, but when I am seeing your website, it is showing 10% your Tectum token allocation, 10% for the employee and advisory pool, 15% for seed sale, and 10% for founding sale. So my question is, how Tectum will consider all pre-sales in before? It will be in public auction.
Yeah, so we're already into that public auction section, which is the pre-sales that we're in now. So the previous pre-sales, that seed section and the other one, they were the initial ones, the $1 one, and then the first million, and then the next I think it was 1.5 million after that, and then now we're in that main public auction, so we're already into that.
You mean seed sale and founding sale will be considered as?
That's already happened. So that was the first pre-sale.
The first pre-sale around 2.5 million, I think.
Correct.
And it make it to 25%. It make 2.5 million, 15% seed sale and founding sale 10%. So it will considered as seed sale and founding sale. The first
exactly.
when it will sell on $1.
So the first 1.5 million was $1, and then the next million was $2.
No, then the first 2.5 million at $1.
Was it the whole 2.5?
Yeah, there was 2.5 million at $1.
Okay, and then it went to $2 on the next round, and then 50 cents from there up, right? Yeah. So we're essentially we're at 3.8 now. So 3.8 minus that 2.5, we're 1.3 million into that public auction. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
The 10% employee and advisory pool, that's not included on what's shown on the website in terms of sold. That's not in that. But the seed sale and founding sale, that is part of the 3.792.
So there is another question. Is there any vesting for seed sale and founding sale?
Is there any what, sorry?
Vesting.
There's vesting on the employee and advisory pool.
Yeah.
But as of now, there's no vesting on the seed sale or the founding sale. I think maybe the founding sale could be vested up, but definitely the employee side there is vested.
Yeah, I think there should not be vesting for the seed sale and the founding sale because there are so many retailers are involved in that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks.
So did we answer? We answered. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Great. Thanks for joining.
How's everybody faring up with the markets? It's been very volatile over the last few days.
Crazy.
It's crazy. We've seen Bitcoin wick down I think 15.3K. So it's there's a lot of fear in the market right now, a lot of fear, and something I'd like to sort of touch up on. Around last month on the community chats, every so often someone would show up and say, when are we listing? And these particular people, we'd only see them once. They never would engage otherwise in the community. Maybe 90% of them people. And I'm so glad we didn't list this month. We had plans of listing this month with Bitmart, and Bitmart were saying, well, it's going to be touch or go. And I think after the last few days' performance there, a lot of the community, a lot of the ones in the community, they're like, it's a good thing. Like our tokens are locked up, you know, at still the pre-sale phase, because it's still $3. And once we get over this hump, I'm thinking now, I reckon over the next month or two there, we're going to finally hit the bottom, you know, and finally find settlements on the bottom of the bear market, and then just a steady rise leading up, you know. So I do want to thank, you know, people in the community there for supporting us on that decision, because we've been 100% validated in our decision over the last few days. There is just absolutely no point listing in market conditions right now. There's so much selling pressure. There's so much FUD out there. You've got Binance having an exchange war with FTX at the minute there, and the only way is one surviving against the other. That's the only way that's going to end. Like, and that's internal wars going on. That's not even a crypto war versus a legacy war. This is internal battling going on. So it's just be careful, everybody, with the markets out there. You know, if you're playing, you know, if you're playing the speculation game there, dollar cost average into it. You know, if you want to allocate funds into it there with Bitcoin and whatnot, allocate it nice and steady over months, and you know, really do your DD in any particular projects that you're doing. Just a general thing, like, because, you know, we want everybody to be safe in these markets, and a lot of people jump in and don't know what, you know, they don't have the education yet to figure things out, you know, figure out these cycles, these 4-year cycles that's going on. And it's all about keeping safe in this environment, and you know, nice and steady over the next series of months there, and you know, buying into these projects that are in exchanges. Then your pre-sales, make sure you do your DD on them. Make sure you know that you know, these projects can weather this storm. You know, so just a little bit of advice from myself there.
Yeah, no, good call. Great call. I think FTX have filed for bankruptcy, right? And Binance said that they're no longer going to acquire them. So
wow, yeah,
they've said based on their due diligence, it's yeah, they won't be pursuing it.
It's crazy how, and it all just started a few days ago. There was now people really in the know-how, you know, people that are in deep in these communities, they kind of seen this coming. A group that I follow there, Cheeky Crypto, they're a UK-based YouTubers, and they're fantastic when it comes to the right education. And they seen this coming a mile away. They said for months the bottom's not in. We're going to get lower lows, and we're now experiencing that. But at the same time, it is an opportunity. Once you know the cycles, once you know the way around it, it is an opportunity there. As I say, just over the next X amount of time there, just average cost into the market. It's the most proven way. Many people there get excited, throw a lot in, and then, you know, it could go down 10%, panic, and then sell, and then you know, that's a lot of people's first taste of how the markets are.
Yeah, brutal. It's been a brutal year, as Sandra just said. That's for sure.
It's been a brutal year, and this is what separates the men from the boys, you know, for the ladies from the women, because a lot of people have went through this 2017, 2018 there. They've seen a massive run up and FOMO'd in, and then all of a sudden there, it just, I forget what it was, 23K right down to 3K in Bitcoin, you know. And someone in the, I think it was Marcus on the community was saying that we're getting closer to the same range, you know.
Correct, yeah. Yeah, we think it gets down to about 12,000, then it'll be that similar type of drop.
Yeah, similar ratio, a drop and a percentage drop, you know, around that. I guess it's something like, you know, Bitcoin usually drops about 80%, and then altcoins could be anywhere from 90% to 99%, you know. So And these are good projects. You know, there's nothing wrong with the fundamentals. It's just the whales and the speculators and the people that are really trying to get that volatility. The whales are in this to try and get your hard-earned funds. You know, they'll watch you buy into the top and then crash the price down there and just buy up everything, just like a Hoover, come in and scoop all those tokens, all those coins that are for sale. So education is key for everybody here. Education is definitely key.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, good point. Is there any questions coming through on the YouTube?
on the YouTube, let me see. Hi, good project. What is the burn-in rate? How secure is the project with the investors? Have you registered with
Cheers, Tom.
with Fireblock? The burn-in rate, we don't have a burn rate for the token. That's not in the tokenomics. How secure is the project with the investors? A lot, you know, it's all you know, kind of the key investors at the beginning, they're still with us or a part of the team. Like I was one of the early investors, and they're all really in touch with us there, and they see the vision that we have. I mean, we only added a token this time last year, or maybe about a year and a half ago. Our idea was to just, you know, we had the soft node idea, the soft node system in place, and development had started. And the whole idea was just to sell license or, you know, get people to purchase licenses directly. And the early community adapters, they were like, well, can we not have a token? And we didn't really want to go into the token realm just because of 2017. You know, there was so many tokens emitted for no reason. There was no purpose for them. We kind of decided, well, okay, we'll figure out a token, but only if it's got a utility value. So then it evolved into what it is today, which is a token that can be swapped for the right of holding a license. And we all know what the license can do for rewards later down the line. So a lot of the early investors, a lot of the people in the early rounds, seed rounds, they were in it for the scope of SoftNode, the idea of SoftNode. So because of our introductory offer of one token for 100 soft notes, then that just sweetens up that their reward system. And a lot of the people that see the vision, they're going to allocate a good portion of their tokens for the licenses. You know, so that there's the added security, that there secures the price as well, the speculation of the token. And then register with Fireblock. I'm not even sure who Fireblock are. Maybe the gentleman can elaborate on that. We have KYC'd with I forget the name of the, who was it? Cyberscope.
Fireblocks is an easy-to-use platform for creating new blockchain-based products and managing day-to-day digital asset operations.
Fireblock, yeah, but why? We've our own blockchain. Why would we want to build on some other blockchain? I don't quite understand.
Creating new blockchain-based products, yeah.
Yeah, so for anybody that doesn't know, we have got our own functioning blockchain from it's been created from the ground up. And so that leaves that, you know, the creativity is all on our side. We can do almost anything on our side to utilize the blockchain. So
not to mention we have a team of, is it 22 and growing developers? There's probably more now. So yeah, in mid-20s of developers as well. So when the guys decide that we're going to go down a certain path, then we can create our own reality. So So
exactly.
it's just the time that goes into that.
Yeah, that's all the questions on the YouTube side.
Yeah, cool. We are, yeah, we're approaching an hour anyway. So if there's no other questions, guys, we can look at jumping into our competition. Yeah, that's right. What Sandra said there. You just don't know which projects are going to survive. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's business, right?
Yeah, I mean, the thing about it is there's so much leverage behind what's going on at the minute. Now, this is true with stocks. This is true with all financials, you know, and that's the whole idea with the kind of the boom bust cycles is, you know, during a boom, everybody gets creative, everybody creates businesses. And then whenever it goes into a recession, only the survival of the fittest happens. And that just ensures that over the long term there, that the right people are in the right space. And crypto at the minute is a little bit of the Wild West. I think there's like 16,000 projects that are registered in Coin Market Cap or something like that. And a huge portion of them are just replicating the next one and then adding a little bit of touch, sprinkling a little bit of magic with marketing, but right behind it there, they're just gearing up for some kind of rug pull or whatnot, you know. So in my opinion, there's like between 5 and 10 projects right now that have got the real utility value for years down the line. And then maybe another 10, 15 projects there that will survive, you know. So you're talking 20 projects out of 6,000. And that was exactly what happened during the dot-com bubble in the late 90s, whenever the internet was a big buzzword, but nobody knew what the internet was. Nobody could really understand. It's interesting watching these old commercials and these old segments where people are like, what is the internet? And they didn't even know what @ was or email was. But they knew, the financial Wall Street knew there's money to be made. And you had thousands and thousands of companies that just put a .com at the end of their business, went through pre-sales and IDOs, all these kinds of things, and then all of a sudden, I think it was 2003, 2002, just the .com bubble came, everything crashed. All these companies crashed, 80, 90%. 90% of them did not survive, but the real winners out of it there is the big fangs or the big stocks of today there. You know, you've got your Googles, your Microsofts, Apple, all these, they all went through that real difficult time. And what made them survive is their belief in their project and the fact that they are providing real world value. That was the difference. Crypto is going to go through the same. As painful as it is to see the markets right now, it's exactly like a forest fire. You know, a forest fire has to come through, get rid of all the debris, all the dead stuff, in order to leave that there's fresh growth for the next generation. And that's the way these markets work, and that's the way we believe in this. And we're not here just to quickly jump into something that's a fad or whatever. There, we see the soft note payment system as being a juggernaut in the future. You know, we're going to unlock a lot of value to people, and we're going to do it free and instant through soft notes. So very exciting there. But it's the bear markets that that produce generational wealth. It really is, because now's the time to do the right research and get into it, because the fear is out there. And as Warren Buffett says, be fearful when people are greedy and be greedy when people are fearful. And if you can figure that out, you'll understand the market, how to navigate through the markets. So that's kind of another bit of a 2 cents on my part.
Yeah, Kenneth, what you've said there, I've heard the same, and we have obviously Americans in our Tectum team. They're not on this AMA because they host their own or an American time friendly AMA on Monday. But yes, the guys there are imagining that the American election will have a big impact. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what unfolds over the next few weeks. That's for sure.
And then
All right, well,
another thing to touch up on, if anybody has seen the videos is it Lebanon? It's there's a few countries at the minute, their currencies have really collapsed. You know, Turkey's one of them, but I think it's in Lebanon. There's bank robbers everywhere. There's people coming into banks with whatever guns, things I got there, coming in, going to the banks there, trying to rob the bank. The irony is, it's the customers that are coming in. The customers are coming in and wanting their own money out of their own bank account, and it's been completely frozen. You know, so that's where the legacy system is right now, and that's the milkshake theory playing out, where all these currencies are starting to collapse in comparison to the dollar. The dollar is sky high at the minute, but that the higher it goes, the faster it's going to just break the economy. And election or no election, this is playing out. We are seeing in real time legacy systems, they're just completely collapsing. And as soon as it collapses, it's not going to be the ones in Wall Street. It's not going to be the ones at the very top that are going to suffer. Inflation isn't going to happen too bad to them. It's the everyday average Joe. And people in Lebanon, they're trying to get their own money out of the bank. It doesn't exist. It's not there. The bank run is done. They've just froze the accounts and given you the illusion that the number on the screen is yours. It's not. You can't deposit it. You can't withdraw anything. And where do you go from there? The only way is something like Bitcoin. And
something decentralized.
Something decentralized is right there, because we can't trust them systems anymore. It's happening throughout third world countries, especially. It's going to happen eventually right up to the end of the currency, because if you learn, if you learn enough history, you realize that every fiat currency that was ever minted into existence has reverted back to its original value, which is zero, because it's a piece of paper with a promise on it. Bitcoin is a digital asset that is, it is mined through the internet. It is scarce digital assets. And we think we are the layer one solution to it. Go to our wallet and you can make a transaction much cheaper than Bitcoin. Instead of $5, we charge, or we give 11 cents to the miner. That's a layer one solution. A layer two solution, a soft node, free and instant. So it's a no-brainer. Once the study is there and you go into the details, it's a no-brainer. And it's now's the time. Now's kind of the time where we're adding to the system and we're building onto it there, and we can slowly build it to a juggernaut degree. So, just keep your wits about you out there.
As are we, Sandra. Super excited for the future of Tectum. Absolutely. And on that note, let's give away some tokens, because it's always good to win some free stuff. Everybody loves that. On top of the fact that we're going to have a bunch of winners coming out over the next week. But yeah, we will jump into our competition. So the way that this works, guys, is I'm going to ask a series of questions. Now we have 5 of them, and we have 5 winners here on the Zoom, and we have 5 winners over on YouTube. So to answer the question, it's the first correct answer that's posted in the chat. So be ready to type, put your answer in the chat as soon as you can. As I say, it'll be the first correct answer. Trevor is going to post the questions into YouTube as I say them, as YouTube is about 20 or 30 seconds behind the Zoom. So yeah, the guys in YouTube, be ready to read and answer, and we'll kick things off. So question number 1. What ends in around 24 hours? What ends in around 24 hours? Boom. It looks like we got the correct answer from Jethro in the Zoom.
Yeah, we got one on YouTube as well. ASD.
Okay. Well done, guys. And by the way, if you haven't won before, do just private message me your Tectum ID. You'll have a 4 or 5 digit Tectum ID, which you can find at the top of your dashboard on your wallet, or you can send me your email that's associated with your Tectum wallet. Question number 2. What are we celebrating the integration of this week? What are we celebrating the integration of this week? Whoa, they're coming through quick. Done. How did you go over there, Trevor?
Yeah, we got Hamid for the correct answer.
Awesome, guys. That is MetaMask. We are, and by the way, the answer to the first one is airdrop. The answer to the second one was MetaMask. We are integrating MetaMask. So congrats to Sandra and Hamid. We're going to go to question 3, guys. Question 3. In round figures, how much TET until we reach the next soft cap? How much TET until we hit the next soft cap? No, how much to go? Very good. How'd you go over on YouTube? So, well, a lot of answers came through.
Not quite. We got 4 million and 4 million.
That's a great question, Juliaman. 1.6 million entries into the airdrop, but very few join the AMA. Hope you can filter for bots. Yes. So our marketing team did discover, I think it was around 21,000 entries were bots. So yes, we are very much on top of that, and they will be removed from the draw for the winners, so that they don't claim any of the prizes, because they're literally an empty email address.
Yeah, and shout out to Andrew. He managed to blacklist them addresses there, you know, so he spotted them and has blacklisted them addresses from the pick, the winner's pick. So big shout out to Andrew for that.
Yeah, well done, Andrew. It's fantastic. Thanks for sending that through, Jethro. So did we get an answer on YouTube?
Oh, yes. Let me just double check. Yeah, ASD again. He got it to the number.
Yeah, so we were looking for, I did say in round figures, so we were looking for 200,000. But yeah, we did have people copy it straight off the website, which is even more accurate than round numbers. So 207,488 TET left in this soft cap. Once we hit that next soft cap, the price is going to go up again. So the MetaMask sale that's on right now is obviously of great value. So question number 4. Question number 4. If using the celebration code, how much does TET cost this week? Done, guys. To get an answer on YouTube, I'm going to take Sandra here on Zoom.
Yeah, we got ASD again. $2.
And he had a $sign with it.
Yes. Yeah.
Cool. Awesome. So yeah, the answer is $2. You can purchase TET just this week until Wednesday for the celebration of MetaMask for $2. So as I was just alluding to, the price is going to go up once we sell the next 200,000. So yeah, that's obviously a pretty good offer right now. Question number 5. Number 5, if you're ready, Trevor, is where can we get this special celebration code? So where can we get the code to buy tokens at $2? How did you go over on YouTube, mate?
Not yet. We had a MetaMask answer inbox. ASD. Yeah. ASD again.
Cool. So the correct answer, yeah, is I would have taken notifications on your web wallet or wallet notifications. So the first one to get the correct answer was Yuan over here on the Zoom, notifications on wallet. That's correct. So guys, if you're not aware, when you log into your Tectum wallet, there is a little notifications inbox where there'll be a little yellow number based on how many notifications you have. So do check in there. Everybody should have received a discount code. However, if you haven't, then reach out to myself and I will I'll make sure you haven't. The only reason you wouldn't is if you've created a wallet in the last 12 hours. But another one will be sent out within the next 12 or 24 hours anyway. So guys, that wraps up. What was that? But I answered notifications, however. Jethro, you didn't say on wallet though. You said notification Tactu. So that wasn't really the correct answer, buddy. I'm sorry. You had notifications on wallet. That's what we were looking for. We wanted the word wallet in there. Yeah, the answer that we had written down before the competition was either web wallet or wallet notifications. So cool. You did win the first question, Jethro. Absolutely. I'll just write those down because I didn't catch the last one. That was Yuan, wasn't it? Yuan. And did you say it was ASD on YouTube?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I know that that Javed always likes the answers read out. We're sure his alias is ASD anyway. So question 1 was Jethro and ASD. Question 2 was Sandra and Hamid. Question 3 was Yuan and ASD. Question 4 was Sandra and ASD. and question 5 was yuan and ASD. So guys, I will, and apologies for those who won last week. I was late in getting the information across to the devs to send out. Someone pointed out to me this afternoon that they hadn't received their TET yet, and that's my fault. I normally send it through straight after or the next day, and I didn't actually send it through because I was waiting on someone's ID, and I'd forgotten once I got that ID to send it. So I will send these straight away because I want these to try to be processed before the airdrop, because the developers are going to be crazy busy with 1,500 airdrops to do over the next week. So if you haven't got it before the airdrop finishes, then just be patient. You will get it. Yeah, thanks for playing along as always. Thank you, Sandra. Lovely to have you. If there's any other questions before we wrap up, please put your hand up now. Otherwise, go and enjoy your day or your night, wherever you are in the world. And yeah, thanks for being part of the team.
Cool. Thanks, everybody. Really appreciate it.
Can we list on more than one exchange? Yeah, we will be listing on more than one exchange. So Bitmart will be the first one, and KuCoin at the same time. It's advised not to do it at the same time, because then the Bitmart the exchange who's doing the first one, they don't get as much business out of it and out of the whole promotion and everything. So the whole point of the marketing and everything that they do as part of it is that they get that first influx, that first wave through their exchange. Once the first one has settled down, I'm not sure what the time frame is exactly. I'm sure it's written in a contract somewhere. But once that first one has settled down, then we will list on KuCoin, I believe, is lined up for number 2. How many Tectum are we expecting as winners, please? Jethro, TET is the Tectum token. So TET is what you will be awarded, the Tectum token, and you will receive 10 per answer. So Jethro, you had the 1. So yeah, you will receive 10 TET. Yep, I got that. Yep, jetsyboy@gmail. Thank you.